Hello, hello. Welcome. My name is Mantis. This is Balanced Brew, and this is episode 10 of my Dragon Quest XI casual play. I had to pause there for it because I messed up and accidentally did 8 twice, even though nobody was in last time, or if they were, it was nobody that would have known that it was 8 twice. So, not that that ever matters. The name gets changed when they get posted to VODs, but hello to everyone for joining. Thank you for stopping in. So, it's called Balanced Brew. I do every stream with a brew, usually gin-based of some kind, or beer. Today's is a soft gin and cranberry. It's like the beautifully fine line between a double and a triple, which means a triple. But, you know, it's just one. It's just one drink. It's not going to hurt you. So we are continuing our Dragon Quest casual play. Okay, yep. So I always give Cliff Notes better than these. Mainly just because it includes a lot of stuff you don't need. We met a mermaid who's looking for a guy named Kai. People hate mermaids in this world. It's weird that they're never just pro-mermaid right off the gate. We fought a giant squid that just said blargle. A space between the blargle, the argle, and the other argle. Piotr the Great asking, how you doing? It's going all right. Thank you for everybody for stopping in. If this is your first time or not, doesn't matter. I appreciate anybody stopping in. My motto for this channel always is, doesn't matter if anybody watches. I really just made this to put a metaphorical gun to my head to finish games that I bought and like. Because I'm like the old Jimmy Neutron villain, the little scientist that like could never finish anything.
And where do you think you're going? You're off to look for Kai, aren't you? Well, I'm coming with you.
Basically just a dragon hoarding games and never using them. Things that don't hold their value because most of them are digital.
Those stupid fishermen said the party was only for grown-ups, so they couldn't let me in. Is every bar in the world full of stubborn idiots or something?
So she is an adult, but she got cursed by a witch and turned into a kid. The other lady's her twin.
I've got nothing better to do, so I might as well join you.
All she does is pick fights and be annoying, but, you know. So we're looking for Kai right now. Every region in the game is based after a different kind of, like, real-world culture. So, like, the first region was, like, classical, like, English fantasy setting that you'd see, like, English, France, like, castles and, you know, medieval period. The second region was, like, Japan. Region 3 was Desert Kingdom / like, Middle East. 4 was like Venice. 5 was Spain. And then 6 was like a mixture of like, I think Germany and Scotland, I want to say, based on our grandfather's accent. The story of it is so Dragon Quest as a series has been around since longer than Final Fantasy. It predates the Square and Enix merger. Originally, I think the original villain of the first Dragon Quest was just like the Dragon Lord. So kind of how back then they just picked things from the game that are in them. The main villain was a dragon. In this one, the main villain's a little more complicated than that, but this will throw back to those original games. It's just like the traditional... we are, as far as the story goes right now, to not spoil anything, the reincarnation of a hero of old called the Luminary. It's what, like, the symbol on our hand is. I'll actually go through and introduce the party since there's people watching. So, either just the random name I threw in there for him. It's the reborn hero of legend. Jade, essentially like our stepsister. She was taken in by our mother, our biological mother, when we were young, and kind of look to her as a figure because her own mom was dead. Serena and Veronica are twins from a magical village underneath the world tree that floats in the sky. You'll be able to see it here once I look up and I'm outdoors, I think, in most places in the game. Their village, like, studies the lore of the Luminary, and it's like they're like the sages of them. Their job's to go find him. Eric is a thief that we met in the very beginning of the game. We got arrested by the king that is Jade's father, and he was in another cell. He Shawshank Redemptioned himself a whole lot of that joint, and we ran away. Sylvando is... We don't know... I know his backstory as far as the series goes yet. You guys don't. But he's like a traveling chivalrous circus performer, is all I'll say about him. And then Rab is our Scottish-sounding grandfather, who is our maternal grandfather. To give a little quick synopsis of what happens in the beginning cutscene. Oh, okay, I have to talk to her to get the door open. Is our character is born, and then the kingdom he's born to is immediately attacked by a... is immediately attacked by a bunch of monsters, and our entire civilization is basically genocided all in one night. As far as I know, Rab and my character are like the only survivors of it. Our mother is carrying us and Jade and are running through the forest. Jade trips. Our mom slips and drops our basket, a la Baby Moses, into a river. And as we float down the river, we are found by a nice old man who's fishing, who then takes us in as our adopted grandfather. And then we start off in a quiet little village like a lot of good JRPGs, and then go from there. So this is Kai.
Sorry, but I'm not the man from your story. You must have me mixed up with somebody else.
Don't give us that nonsense. We know you're the only Kai in Honolulu.
I mean, she's right. There are only like
You never
12
meant to
people in
marry
this
that
village.
Poor mermaid. You should never have proposed to her.
Hey, go easy on the accusations, will you? People here got no love for mermaids. If they think I do, I'll be in trouble.
Kai's got some scary looking eyes.
The Kai you're looking for is my grandfather, Kai Noah.
This is the newest one. Well, this is the newest main series. They're working on 12 currently, but Dragon Quest takes their time between entries. There's only 11 of them versus like 16 Final Fantasies, and they came out about the same time. So they take a little bit more time between games, and they're a lot more linear in their game progression. Like, not a whole lot changes between games. Some systems are implemented, some are taken away, but if you've played one Dragon Quest, you can essentially play them all. So this is 11. I've played some variation of all of them, except for 10, which was a Japanese-only MMO. It's kind of like Pokemon, but a little different there. Does follow the turn-based battle system a little bit, but different vein of things.
Has to do with anything. You can't keep Michelle waiting any longer.
Although there is like
That's
an
what I'm
elemental
trying to
weakness
tell you.
resistance system by some
It's
characters in
not a
the
fairy
game.
tale.
But
It's true. The fisherman from the story, that was my tutu, my grandpa.
I keep forgetting that I'm not
all
reading
happened
out these
50
questions
years
that are being
ago.
asked,
It
which I
happened
told myself I
just
would
like
do
my
if
mom
anyone
tells
was
me.
ever actually around to watch to ask
The
questions.
story
So,
didn't
to anybody watching the VOD, my bad. I'll start doing that.
10
Scare
years
says
after Grandpa got chased out
things
of
never changed. I'm gonna skip that. I've told myself I'm gonna. I keep getting distracted answering questions, but I'm gonna, which is good. It's a good engagement to have. I'm just gonna start skipping story things that I know and filling them in if they aren't super important. That guy's grandpa is the one that fell in love with this mermaid. She has very sadly been waiting on the same little island for that guy who died for like 100 years, or maybe not 100, but like 80 something years. Like, it's very sad. They're almost immortal. So like that lady's his mom. So if his mom looks to be a lady in like her 50s, 60s maybe, then Kai's grandpa was probably like 80 years ago. But yeah, this somebody asked about like how many games there are and changes to them. Yeah, these games have stayed pretty steady overall. 9 was probably one that was a bigger change than others in this series. And the biggest change was just that you didn't really have like characters that were companions. You have companions, but you just make them, and then they're just basically like mindless NPCs. Like, they don't talk. There's no personality to it. You just design them, change their hair a little bit, give them their classes. And I think these games do best when they have companions with that. But that game was meant to be like played with friends. It was a big craze in Japan when it came out.
When she found him after he died, he was just lying there holding on to it. Guess there was a reason I never threw it away. If you really know where to find that mermaid, I want you to take it to her and tell her he's dead.
Yeah, this game is very like sweet looking, but there are a couple things in it that like make me really bummed out. The mermaid's one of them. The episode before Blargalargalargal, I mean, I didn't cry, but I choked up a little bit. It's incredibly sad. It kind of looked like, so Fire Ocean asked, was he smiling when he said that? It kind of looked like it. I mean, if you look at that character's eyes, he kind of looks like he's like dead on the inside. I don't know if he's the kind of psycho that's smiling because his grandpa's dead or because he wants the mermaid to be sad, or a combination of both, but it does look a little psychotic that he was smiling. Yeah, it does initially seem like he's having me show it to her to be kind of an ass. Yeah, as Scare kind of just pointed out. We're just gonna fast travel. As beautiful as this game is, I get real sick of going around. Oh, I'm showing her. Don't worry, we will, to paraphrase, whip it out and show her. Yeah, she's been waiting on this little... I mean, it's really sad when you look at it. She's been waiting here for, like, 50 plus years at least. Incredibly sad. Scare, I don't know what the icon that is. Is that, like, Travis Willingham leaning his head back? Yeah, her concept of time's a little messed up. Ah, oh, she's so happy we came back, too. Oh, no. She's singing happy songs to keep her tears at bay. I'm not gonna lie to her. So you type L-U-L together, and it makes that specific icon you're typing pop up. Yeah, I mean, you might as well explain a computer to a person that lived in Salem during the witch trials, man. I am so illiterate when it comes to this stuff. Oh, she nursed him back to health after he got shipwrecked. So I think that ship that's stranded here was his ship. Oh, no. Oh. She'll follow behind. Well, I hope you can fast travel, darling, because that's what I'm doing. I'm not driving all the way there. So this is basically a pink sailor on Sylvando's ship. They call those, like, bandit masks in this game. But it basically looks like he's wearing a pink gimp mask. You can't really lie. This game offers you a lot of things that seem like choices that aren't. It just goes, hey, maybe you shouldn't do that. That's not wise, if I remember correctly. If I've ever attempted to lie to her, but... Or one of your companions will, like, give you a, hey, dude, don't do that. That's kind of shitty. But... I'm excited to hurry through this so we can get into some combat. Yeah, I'll find him, but pretty sure he's mermaid racist. Why give you the option? So they can explore different interactions of like, oh, if you click yes, lie to her, then like somebody will say something. So it's kind of a way, I guess, to show off like a character's opinions on certain actions without actually doing said action. But I mean, this game's pretty linear. Most of them are. You're the traditional good guy hero. Although this game does some things with it that make it feel a little less traditional later on. Like it plays into JRPG tropes to subvert them later on in the game once you think you've got a good idea of what's going on, which I really appreciate. But this game's kind of a direct successor to like DQ8. Mainly just because 9 was different from, like 8 had companions. It had a similar skill system of some kind. Where the heck is Kai? Oh, duh, his house is over there. Fire Ocean just ate 3 slices of pizza and a salad. Why do I want more? The sausage crust was so good. I mean, you ate the salad so you could have more pizza. I don't know anything about nutrition, but I'm pretty sure that's 1000% correct. Go to Saikiki Beach. One thing this game doesn't do well is it does a lot of, which I guess is just a JRPG thing in general, of, oh, hey, go to a different place in the village to find a guy that was just at a place that was different than the last time you were here. Like, they move people around and shuffle shit for no reason, which I don't care for. He could have just still been at the cabin, and then we could have gone up, knocked, brought him down to the beach, and cut out 2 minutes of me bitching about it. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, the armor I'm wearing right now, or the outfit, I should say, because it's the, there's an outfit system where certain unique armors, once you equip them, you can change your appearance to always look like that, is the garb of the desert nation that you win from horse racing, which is something I may go back to do in this, but...
Why have you brought me here?
That voice! It's music to my ears! I feel like I could cry. Oh, darling, tell me, is it you? My one and only Kai?
Do not care for Michelle's voice.
Yeah, I'm Kai. Do I know you?
Ah, now she's gonna turn into a werewolf.
What? You're a mermaid.
Yeah.
Oh, silly me. I'm always thought.
No,
I want to point out that magic
I'm not.
completely exists in this world, yet he's
The man
baffled that she's a
you
mermaid.
loved, he was my grandfather. But he's not here anymore.
This guy watched me kill a giant squid like an hour ago.
My darling Kai. My one true love. The one that I adored. You died alone and friendless on this cold and windswept shore? Oh, how could I
Fu puts a grave on the beach from Fire Ocean. Fools. Yeah.
Because a flash, a human life just ups and
They know magic, but I don't think they know about erosion.
Kai, hours seemed to pass too slowly to be true. But now I see cruel time was flowing faster than I knew.
She just rhymed a really sad poem about, yeah, black magic. Yeah, it's sad. It's also goofy that they put this thing. But if he was a seafarer, then I could see that.
For me, you've been a proper friend to trace my love across the sea until the bitter end. I said I would reward you, and I mean to pay that debt. You'll find your prize upon the selfsame island where we met.
She's just spitting bars. B-Rabbit ain't got
I'm
nothing.
sorry I can't come along and see you on your way. Now I'm here, I can't go back. I think I have to stay.
Yeah. No, she does speak in Fire Ocean. She does only speak in offbeat rhymes. Yeah, there's other characters in the Japanese region that speak in haiku, which I think is kind of neat. They do certain things like that that are really cool. Whoa! Why didn't she just do that initially and come back with Kai the first time? I don't know.
Waited for you so long
I'm
through sun and stormy weather.
You know what? I'm just gonna skip this because I want to go on a tangent. That seems like a. Am I crazy for thinking that's a big plot hole? I've never once thought about it that in depth when playing this game before, but that's also, yeah, she should have brought it to me. I mean, she liked him enough to wait on an island 50 years, 60, 70 years for him, but didn't like him enough to just grow legs immediately. Ariel in The Little Mermaid does that for a guy she just met like 5 minutes in. I think once she grows feet, maybe she's gone forever. Oh, I can't fast travel because I've got a number one, we're gonna search this cabin for some loot. I'm a notorious loot goblin, and it's this game series that did it to me. They encourage it incredibly, but yeah, I mean, maybe they like lose him immediately, you know? I think it is a one-time thing, because this is not the last we see of mermaids, is all I'm going to say for the moment. They will come back in each of the acts of the game. We are still currently only in Act 1, so. Check on Kai. Just make it all one cutscene. What the heck are we doing with this nonsense? I think you have a good point there, Fire Ocean. If they can't unfeat, that does make sense. Because if not, then like everybody would want to be a mermaid. I would. That'd be sweet. That'd be sick as shit.
What's this? A letter?
Oh, Scare, you clipped that? Well, you'll have to. I don't know how clips work. I know there's a mullet one that I have saved on my Twitch that I can't remember how that happened.
Ever since you saved me on the day of the great storm, the dream of one day being reunited with you is all I have lived for. But now I fear that dream is over. Forgive me, my darling, but I cannot keep my promise. Some years after my boat was burned and I was exiled to this beach, the fishing fleet was hit by another great storm, and many people lost their lives. The Kahuna and his daughter Leilani's husband were among them. One night, not long afterward, I saw a woman standing on the cliffs. She had a baby in her arms. It was Leilani, the woman who was once to be my wife.
Oh, wild. Wait, so he fell in love with the oh, he must have.
Her father and husband gone. She had lost all hope and all reason. I called out to her, but in her grief, she could not hear me. Before my disbelieving eyes, she threw herself into the ocean. I tried to save them. I did everything I could, but only the baby survived.
Oh, so his wife, like.
I'm sure you'll find to row back home. You're not
Oh,
in any
wow.
pain. I wish you'd let me keep you till you're fighting fit again.
Don't worry
Yeah,
about
this
me,
is really
Michelle.
sad.
You-
All right. We're gonna skip ahead. He leaves the mermaid. I gotta go to the strand. Yeah, that. I'm glad they didn't go from this to like. So there's a scene that's kind of making me tear up just thinking about it right now, 2 episodes ago, of You go back to the kingdom, like the ruins of the kingdom that you're from, and that you were born in, and you perform a ritual with Rob to like put all the souls of the Dracilians that were murdered that day to like peace, to send them to the world tree where all the souls go. And it's represented by like almost, it looks like tens of thousands of translucent butterflies that fly up to it at night. So you basically end up like putting all of the souls of your dead countrymen to rest at once, in like a big emotional scene after you reunite with your last living family member. And it is a wild turn of event. Like I had to stifle a little small man's tear. Yeah, it's wild for a game that looks like this. Yeah. Real sad. I don't think Kai mates... Well, maybe the first Kai mated with the fish. I don't know how the biology on that works. But we just got a harp that now teleports us to all of the little regions we can see that are blue on the map. AC Millie, welcome, welcome. Appreciate the first time chat. So what we're going to do is go to all those little blue dots and find as many camps as we can ahead of time. And just rip the band-aid off now. So that way we don't have to do it later after each thing. So I just set most of my companions to auto, other than myself. We're doing a spear build for Jade. Eric is going to be dual-wielding boomerangs. Wands for Serena, and my character uses great swords, but I don't like the look of that. And AC Millie, no worries. Just glad that somebody's here in general. There were a couple of these where it was just me for a while there, which honestly was kind of nice. I spend an awful lot of my time talking to either myself or my cat anyway, so talking when nobody's listening is just sometimes what you gotta do to get through the day. Oh.
Not bad.
Oh, goody.
Oh, people leveled up the first time you guys are on, so I get to show you the character builder system. So this uses like a I had to make sure those are actually hexagons. A hexagonal system of like unlocking skills and perks and stuff. A lot of these aren't finished yet. Some of the gaps that look a little unnatural between the honeycombs they got going on will be filled at some point. Just basically for a lot of them I take passives, because if I can do as much as possible without having to spend magic points because I'm greedy, then I will absolutely do that all the time. And I appreciate that, AC Millie. Honestly, I started this under the whole impression that like it could have just been me the whole time and I'd be fine. I had a whole spiel at the beginning that basically is I just started this because I realized I had a collection of games building up that I had not completely finished. And that was a problem. I needed to justify any of my future purchases by completing things that I'd already bought. So this is just a happy byproduct that people are actually here. I think did get a couple randoms, which was cool. A couple weeks ago, which I think one was from Japan, which is pretty sweet. But these games are pretty big over there, so the niche was all right. I'll be your car music for right now. I mean, I can sing for you if you want, but only audio due to being at an on-call. Yeah, well, I will try to narrate what I'm doing as much as possible. Oh, thank you, guys. I appreciate the warm welcome. Scared did his very best to roll out the red carpet, because he's one of the more kind people I've ever met. Right now, I'm driving a ship, and I am currently fighting... the best way to describe it is some Abercrombie griffins. They are bipedal griffins that have a real sick ab V. That's about the best way to describe them, is they have just like one solid ab V running down to a Ken flat crotch. Oh, for all of you, since this is all new for a lot of the monsters in this game are puns. They are like 85% puns. Lots of cute little slimes and different monsters that kind of make you feel bad for like killing them, you know? Like they're very cutesy. Veronica doesn't need any of that stuff yet. We're about to unlock just a couple camps. I just want to unlock some spawn points, teleport points, so I don't have to like circle around the globe again. The best part in every Dragon Quest game isn't the end. It isn't the friends you made along the way. It's when they give you the teleport spell so you can stop having to travel around quite as much. We'll go unlock the Pham Nom camp. Pham No. Don't know how to pronounce it at all, but so these are, I think it's a Bunicorn, Bunicorn, a spiked hair. So a Bunicorn's the lesser version of it, and a Lump Mage. So a lot of times what they'll do is just reskin enemies, make them a little tougher, and put them in later parts of the game. Although I think that rabbit looks so close to the other version that, like, if you put both of them next to each other, I don't know if I could tell you which one's which. Let's just make sure we didn't unlock a new spawn point for that. If we unlock some Tackle passwords, we may go do some of that today as well. Which, it sounds like a bunch of gibberish that I made up, but Tackles are basically like these little ghostly guys you'll see around that like are in charge of space and time, or I think just time, and they have this little like old 8-bit 2D world that you go to that as you unlock codes in the game take you to different levels from like old Dragon Quests and give you cool rewards and stuff. But they also made this entire game in 8-bit. So I'm playing in 3D right now, but I could theoretically play the entire game in old school 8-bit style. From start to finish, not a single chunk of it would I have to do in 3D if I didn't want to. Which they were all 8-bit up to, or at least some form of that, maybe not 8-bit necessarily, but like that 2D art style all the way up to 7, I want to say. And then 8, I think, was the first one with like the 3D graphics. Okay, so we unlocked this. We're saving these for later here, although this is probably where we'll go next. We'll finish the region we're in now, next. Get whatever orbs we need to collect. And thank you, Shin Okai, for stopping in. I hope everything goes well with your job there. I appreciate you staying and catch me the next time. Catching even once has just been an absolute treat, so thank you. Next, we'll go to the Viking area of Snilfheim after that. And then we should end up right underneath that big old tree in the middle of the map. Right now, we need to go to Honolulu Sea. I wish there were more sea spawn points in the game. It would make it a little easier. Some of the other islands around the map could do with that, but I don't know. What's a JRPG without exploration, you know? So it's funny to me that these Mermaniacs are an enemy that we fight, because we see like a regular lady mermaid, It's just top half lady, bottom half fish. But, like, are the males just all bad? Or are these just a random monster that gets associated with mermaids? And if so, why are we being sexist and murdering a bunch of male mermaids? That, as far as I can tell, are just attacking a ship that's, like, in their territory. I know that's a non-issue at all, but I think about those things when playing games sometimes. Like, the fact that people are amazed by certain things in this game happening in front of them, while simultaneously a large portion of the populace can cast magic at any time they want. Or a medium-sized portion of the populace, maybe not a large. Oh, the characters that are highlighted blue are in a state of pep, which is like their hyped up version where their stats increase.
Well, that was easy.
But if you have multiples in pep, then they're able to do cool joint team abilities that you can unlock more of as you unlock different panels of these as well. It'll tell you pep power underneath for unlocking anything. But we're going for a great swords build for my main hero or character. It's lots of heavy crit and high strength, just like big old berserk looking swords and stuff, which I've always been a big fan of. There's a time and place for RPGs to be realistic. A Dragon Quest game ain't one of them. Yeah, like look at those little slimes. They're just wearing shells and hanging out. Like, I don't want to... It's just a little sea slime. I don't want to kill these guys. I'm going to. But I don't want to. I've got no problem killing the Abercrombie Griffin with the Gene Simmons tongue. But, you know, because he's creepy looking. Not the sea slimes. That's right. Not the sea slimes, Piotr. I don't know if I'm saying that right. That's why I got quiet when I said it, because I wasn't confident in that. But, yeah. The slimes are like there's a little blue regular slime that is basically the mascot of these games that is, like, huge over in Japan. Like, I think if you... I imagine if you ask somebody over there under a certain age, like, what they think of when they think of a slime, it would probably be that. When Dragon Quest IX released, as I've been told in articles, which must be true, right? There was a multiplayer function where you could like go into other people's worlds and kind of join and go adventure with them. And I think from what I've been told, it was so popular that stores had like little velvet roped off areas outside of them for people to meet up to play because they were like clogging up the aisles. Similar to like how you could like battle and trade with friends in Pokemon, but just going into their actual game and like adventuring together. This game does not have that, thankfully though. And this is basically just a blue dude wearing an otter costume. We're just... I mean, it's essentially the Dragon Quest version of a dude in a furry suit. Which, again, I don't know why we're just randomly beating him up. The landlocked sea. I can't remember what's on this island. I don't think anything too important. Okay, so this is the last island in the game that we've been to then. That's cool. And I haven't seen a monster. Okay, there are monsters here. Sweet. I was about to say, it's a little odd that we haven't seen any spawns yet. A mini medal. Alright, so those are an in-game collectible. that you trade in for cool, unique loot throughout the game. This door over here is a magic key door. We will unlock sometime towards, those are just some regular rabbits, that we will unlock towards the end of Act 1. So here in like probably 2 episodes maybe? Or I think maybe it's beginning of Act 2 is when we actually get to use it. But that just give you some cool, unique stuff as well throughout the game. So this is a grenade. Get it? A pun because it's a rock that blows up with a smile. And that's just a golem, no pun. That's basically the thing, but just chiseled down a little bit more. Fight one of these as well. My goal is to fill out the bestiary just naturally while playing the game, so I don't have to go back to find some random spawn. But the game's pretty good about like not having super hard to find monsters in the game. Monsters, like it. You'll typically see one of each monster spawned on a map somewhere. Like this one's called a moss Todon. There's a pink version of them that are a Coralossus. We'll do a pet power, because odds are we're going to lose it. So for anybody not watching, that is Serana basically casting a tornado onto our sword and us throwing it at a giant coral monster. That really just looks like one of a monster that like Scooby-Doo in the gang would deal with. You know? Like, he looks like some guy that has, like, an ocean resort that's going out of business that he's trying to save by scaring people away somehow in a monster costume. Sylvando we're doing a whip build with, because I just think they're neat, even though they aren't really as effective as other weapons in the game. But a lot of his stuff's based on his charm stat, so we're going to unlock this Kiss Me Deadly and That's Amore. Scare, the music is, I think it's a Japanese orchestra. I think they do most of their stuff as pure orchestra. It's fantastic, but I have to turn it down on my end because it, like, at 25 regular headphone volume, it is ungodly loud. I don't know how it translates to my voice coming through over it now, based on the decibels I have it set at. But we are gonna go to. Actually, the next place on our list is in this little inner sea region. And again, for anybody that joined, the brew part of Balanced Brew is that I want to do every stream with some sort of adult beverage. Today's is a soft gin and cran grape. It's kind of a roughly like a 2-to-1 mixture. Maybe a little closer to like 1.5 to 1 as far as cran to gin, but. So we have a magical branch from Yggdrasil, the world tree, that tells us when one of these orbs that we need to get to it is near. Scare's also drinking a brew. What are you drinking, Scare? Chocolate milk. I keep thinking of who's the yellow guy from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends that milk? Chocolate milk? I think is something he says. If anybody else remembers that from the show.
This place is a veritable paradise under the sea.
That's our grandpa.
Just when you think you've seen it all, you find yourself in Mermaid Town.
So we can breathe underwater now? That harp is something else. Well, now we're here. I guess...
Finding the orb is important, but we need...
Yeah, we'll skip. Alright, yeah, so now we're hanging out with more mermaids. Michelle has us... Or we need to tell the queen about Michelle, the random mermaid that we met. Who may or may not be an important character. This is like a fish dude. We're gonna go into here because it's a shark guy. I wish we could get some variation of that sword in game. Cheese, thank you. It's because it's blue and cheese. So this is just a. There's no reply. It doesn't seem to understand what Aether is saying. That would be because it's just straight up a shark. I like to see that there's a bank under the ocean. Lone shark, nice, scared, nice. No, that little guy next to him is the lone guy. It's funny to think that even under the sea, capitalism is still alive and well. Gotta love it. Oh, the music just glitched out there for a second, if you could hear it. Okay, alright. That's a how-to guide that Michelle wrote, Kai. So, books are one of two things in this game. They are a little anecdote or legend about a character that doesn't really impact the story at all. Or they're recipes that we can use to forge stuff, which I will save for when we get a new recipe. Another mini medal. Which we will actually have enough of. We'll have to go back to that Phnom Nom area. That's just an anglerfish chilling. We'll have to go back to that Phnom Nom area because there is an all-girls academy there, which is where you turn in those mini medals to get your cool rewards. Oh, religion's alive and well under the ocean as well. So she's carrying me up there, and I don't like that there wasn't a cutscene for that, because I would have liked to see her like an old-timey couple carrying me across the threshold up to this queen.
I welcome you to Nautica, the land beneath the waves. What brings you, Prince of Dandrasil, down to these coral caves?
Huh? How do you know he's the Prince of Dundrasil?
So that there's some fine mermaid ladies down here.
I have a second sight that touches every quarter, by which I keep abreast of all the news above the water.
I'm sure she does keep abreast.
Of
It looks like
doomed
she's
love
keeping
between
two.
you and
Heyo.
mermaids. Let us later
Yeah. Alright, if you guys all leave
Allow
after that,
me to
that's fine. I
present the
understand.
item that you seek.
That shitty joke was, I couldn't help it.
Behold the shining sphere of green, the orb you humans need. Consider that
Okay, so Michelle, I think, is her daughter. Hello, ooh, juice box. Hello. From her ill-fated interspecies romance. I don't like how they worded that. Misogyny doesn't exist underwater. Yeah, well, apparently the concept of interspecies relationships does. Which I don't like, but green orb, yes. So we have... I'm gonna sort these real quick. So we've got a red, yellow, and green. We need 3 more orbs to be able to reach the world tree. Also, that purple dot that's appeared is a side quest. Usually those are only available in an area after you do the story-related stuff. So this lady wants me to find a human singer she liked. There's not very many side quests in this game, but they all usually give some pretty cool rewards or have something fun. Or a lot of them are like pervy old men, or I mean, this whole game is designed by, or these characters are all designed by Akira Toriyama, so you know there's going to be some pervy old men in here. Alright. So we are going... So we got that orb. We need to get the key before we can get the one in Zwardrust. So now we need to go to... Did I not rest at that camp, which means I can't teleport to it? Well, that sucks. That means I went all the way out of my way to Phnom Nom for nothing. Alright, well, boo. Boo, I say. Yeah, I guess that's next. We've got a couple cool bosses coming up. Dang it, where is it at? Alright, here we go. Yeah, a couple cool bosses coming up, which is some of my favorite parts of the game. Fire Ocean. Yes, there's a piss orb. Don't know if you're a big Rick and Morty fan or not, but very Pissmaster reminiscent. Nam Nam and Chill. Yeah. Not quite that going on, but I think you'll like this story that takes place in Phnom Nom. It's one of my favorites, even though the boss scares me a little bit, because it's just one of the things I fear in life most. Other than being alone. Alright, so now we're going to go north this time instead of south. Once we get into this region, so we can... so there's a monastery right there that we won't go to until Act 2. It's kind of tied into our backstory. But there's the world tree, and I'm pretty sure you can basically see it from just about every map of the game. I should not have poured this episode's brew as strong as I did. I still gotta work tomorrow. It's gotta get finished. Them's the rules. If I don't follow my own rules, whose am I gonna follow? So this is a Tackle, that little guy that disappeared. The little ghostly potato-looking guys. Just gotta look around to make sure there's not an enemy that we can... So sometimes you can fight enemies and like take their mounts. I did not mean to attack the guy who was trying to pick up that ingredient. And some of them fly so you can get across water. Here's Mantis' channel for past VODs if you want to see how we got here. Oh, well, thanks, Scare. I don't know why it dotted you out. I wonder if I maybe have it set so nobody can post links in the chat. I might have done that, but I don't know. Or maybe it just blurted out on my end. I don't know how this works. Most likely, well, I will change that if I can. Let's see if I'm... let's see if I can change that real quick. You know? Make that a little better. Settings. Doesn't make for the best content, but you know what? Screw it. Let's help the people. Alright, well, I won't be able to figure it out because, I won't be able to figure it out, and I don't think I'll be able to do it before I end stream because I'm streaming off of, OB, and I would have to go into the actual thing to do it. But what I will say is I'm just balanced brew on YouTube. Although, weirdly enough, there is another balanced brew that is like a, I think a health drink channel that maybe only has like 2 videos. I'm the one with 4 subs, but I have like an icon on there that says, it's like my name cut into like marble. So we'll skip this. This is just an all-girls academy that's about collecting medals, basically. Tip number 1 for this game. Always go down wells. It's a good time down there. Nothing bad ever happened to somebody jumping down a well. Fire Ocean. I just appreciate you stopping it all, man. Safe walks back to the old dorm. Blue, welcome, welcome, buddy. Not too late at all. I will probably run this 1 to 8, if not a little later, just depending on what's going on. I might do a couple things, you know? I'm not going to get into Phenom Nom. It feels weird to say it. In this one, just because for the story ones, I like to do them in kind of the same go. But this is the slime I was talking about earlier. That's basically the Dragon Quest mascot. Okay, she's the leader of a girl gang here. Hashtag girl boss. Lashings of class. So I have to make a Queen's Whip. Miss much? Blue? All you really missed was some really sad mermaid stuff. Which feels weird to say, but I didn't make a mermaid depressed. Life made a mermaid depressed. And then just some island hopping for a second. And now we're about to get some cool loot from some collectibles we found. We're going to craft some stuff. So we're going to want to craft one of the... So if you don't have items, you can craft them in here. Ariel is genuinely going to have to be on some antidepressants. I think Ariel's story was much less sad than this, Blue. Which is really feels messed up to say, but I think it's true. Also, this lady waited like 80 years to grow legs to mourn the loss of her love, and Ariel grew legs to just hang out with a guy she met. Or didn't even meet, saw once. Ooh, next stripe doubled. So as you progress through story stuff, you unlock more stuff to do with the crafting. I went over my area and that screwed me a little bit. Ooh, power of next stripe halved. Oh, man, I am too much power, you know? My guy's been... I did not mean to hit that one, and now I feel like such an... This is... Alright, well, this isn't going to be the quality that this chick is looking for. This is the worst I've ever done in crafting, and it's just because I'm trying to do it and talk, because I can't do more than one thing. Yeah, even if you fail, you still get the item, which I guess is kind of a bummer, but we need to rework it, because it needs to be at least +1. And we don't have enough pearls, so we need to craft some stuff. We'll want to craft this for her because it'll heal her in battle. We want to make sure our healer's well taken care of, especially for this area coming up. There we go. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm used to. Ah, no, that's what I'm used to. See, I got cocky again, and it, the universe took me down a peg. This should be a +3 right off the rip. +2? Oh, come on. That's lame. That should have been a +3. Honestly, if I make 3 more of these, I'm not making a metal dress. It's more of like a sheeny silk type thing, but it passively restores HP, which is cool. I think there are some that might fall into that category, though, as far as like the metal goes. We're gonna make one of these as well. Also for our healer, because the higher magical mending is, the more you get healed. So this game is all about just boosting stats. Alright, and now we need to... There we go. Turn out alright, which is a +1, I believe. So we're just gonna tap, tap, tap it in. Okay, we don't have enough for a lightning bash. You get some pretty cool gear from that. I'm gonna forge that Drazilian armor, but for narrative purposes, I don't think I'm going to actually have my character look like he's wearing it until we do something in Act 2 that I think is like the moment that feels like he earned it, you know? I like to do stuff like that in a game that lets you do like I want him to feel narrative. Yeah. Mistake I made the first time is I didn't spread the love around. Next strike's doubled. We're not gonna want to do that. We'll just hit it regular. As it cools down, the strikes get less strong, which I like the crafting in this game. It's just not, damn, I really didn't want to have to biff it. I just need to improve it once. Up a tier. Damn, I don't think this is going to go up at all. It needs to be +1, but DQ9 had a much more intuitive crafting system that also relied upon like you crafting an item and then later using that item to get upgraded into a different weapon. I blew it. Although now I can rework one of those and give the other one to Sylvando. Just need to hit gold one time and it should improve it. Or just not overdo it once and be fine. Whew, next one's doubled. No more doubles. Halved. Lightning bash takes 10. Regular bash is 5. Yeah, so we want to lightning bash this one. Bash that. Oh my god, how did it boost over? I've been no better than where we started. Great. That, yeah, this is the worst I've done. Damn, failure. Yeah, story of my life. Just barely. Yeah, it's well, not story of my life. Usually if I'm a failure, it's far more than just barely, but damn it. And I guess we'll forge this armor for him then. This is going to be really hard. Yeah, I get performance anxiety scared. Now that I have all these people watching, I'm failing hardcore. This one's going to be a failure as well. But I'll still get the armor, which is way better than anything I have access to right now because I have the ingredients. So, who's really the failure now? Dad! Actually, I don't think my dad thinks I'm a failure. I think he's probably fairly proud. This one would turn out alright. I'm not going to say, like, ecstatic, but, you know. I think he could have ended up with worse sons. We'll forge one more. That'll boost us 18 points. Yeah, that's the ticket. I love, absolutely love when you get a big armor boost in games. JRPGs really scratch like the progression advancement itch that I have as far as games go. Oh, there we go. Yeah, not thought about it. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, man. That was close. I mean, I'd still get the armor either way, so... It's not bad, which is a broken system. I think if you fail bad enough in this, you shouldn't get anything in the initial forge, but that's just me. Also, Scare, love the unique Scare icon. At least I'm assuming this unique Scare icon. It just fits you too perfectly for it to not be you. All right, let's try this one more time. Doubled. We'll just do a regular bat. Yeah, that's. We're making smart moves. We're making smart moves. So those are done. Halved. Doubled. Oh, this might turn out a-okay. Really well. That's what we're looking for. Really well. Is that what blue looks like? There we go. 3 mini medals. Yeah, I think all of the things that... Okay, that's not blue. Okay, that's not what blue looks like. All right. I don't know, man. I didn't assume he was blue. It's the only assumption I didn't make about what he... yeah, I don't know. Unless blue is just secretly a member of the Blue Man group who's been infiltrating us for a while. He's just right now playing like Home Depot bucket drums while listening to this on. I think the Blue Man group's scary, so I think it's creepy. That's Twitch's sarcastic emote. Yeah, Scare. I am so like out of the loop. It's not even funny. Oh, here we go. Here's a tackle. So he's giving us a past word. The Neverglade, Altar of the Heavenly Blade. Okay, so that's Dragon Quest 5, I think. 5? Yeah, 4 is Chapters of the Chosen, I think. 5 would be Hand of the Heavenly Bride, and then 6 is the Dream World one. I'm questioning my own knowledge right now. I need to... So what we're actually going to do is, hold on, we're going to loop back around. Before I forget, we're going to loot, because everything you have to do in Dragon Quest is, new area, you got to loot it. Got to look for recipes. Okay, yeah, don't give a shit about that student's registry. Nope. All right. That's a book telling us that a group of birds took the orb in the region outside of this school. Okay, so that's just... No, alright. I really thought there'd be a recipe book in here by now. Here we go. Hey. So that's good. No worries there, Scare. Just appreciate you stopping in at all. Like I said, for everyone that's still listening or was, just appreciate that anybody stopped in at all. You could literally do anything else, and instead you chose to be here at the moment, or at least have Party Day do it, so it means a lot. Thank you. Come on. One more book of recipes. Come on. There we go. Yeah. Smart suits, some posh waistcoats, and some bling bling belts. Oh, there's also for any of you that were any of you degenerates listening right now, there's casinos in this game, which I will save for a side quest wrap up episode, where every couple cities I go back through and finish a bunch of my side quests to get all the loot from them, items, money, whatever. And usually spend part of that at the casino as well. I turned like 200 chips into 5,000. Was quite a rush. Yes, you did hear casino. Yep. Yeah, we will go back to that at some point in the game. Shad and I were on the edge of our seats for the big casino episode. All right. Mysterious message. Okay, we'll save this for later. I think it's just one of the books in the library that we just read, but I'm not going back. Because the reward's just some bow that I'm not gonna put on many of them. So we'll put her back to her regular costume. Trickster. Instead we'll switch that out for Rosary. And then I don't know who to give. We'll give Rob the Trickster. Rab. Because he's quick on his feet. And there's a bunch of synergies with like what claws do. Evasion-wise that I like. I could also decide to redo any of their builds at any point in the game. If I chose to, just by... I have to pay money for it. It's super expensive, so I'm not going to do it. But... called Rectification. One of the priests that basically gives you back every skill point for just certain localized trees, so long as you have the right amount of money for it, and it is ungodly expensive. I mean, we could for an academy that collects mini medals, they have an awful lot of them just laying around, so I'm starting to think they're not very good at it. But yeah, any extra money we get, we're gonna put solely towards... casino tokens. Because there's some really good items you can get from those, so... Alright, I care about that. That was about grublins, which are goblins, basically. We're gonna... go through. We're gonna leave no drawer, dresser, pot, desk unturned. They are all getting raided. Yep, see, we're just gonna steal whatever random miscellaneous shit we can from everybody. Because that's what heroes do. Just they go through all of people's shit and steal it. Okay, alright. Yeah, that's... So they allow female monsters in this academy as well, which I think is kind of neat. That thing kind of looks like what Scooby-Doo and Monsters Unleashed turns into when he drinks the potions. If you know what I'm talking about. For you big James Gunn Scooby-Doo movie fans. I watch those probably once every month. Yeah, I have the DVDs for them as well, so that way I'll never not have them once they leave streaming services. We'll turn in our mini medals. We'll see what kind of good shit we get.
Ah, there you are. And this is my... as part of the education...
Alright, I'm just gonna skip that. I don't want to listen to you talk, man. He's just giving me an advanced album. So there was a little satellite where I could turn in like 24 or like 20 in. For like my 6th birthday. Oh, that's sweet, dude. I think I got that something similar when I was a kid as well. But it's one of those cool double-sided DVDs where one side's movie 1 and the other side's movie 2. You'd probably be able to find one online. This is going to be a set of uniforms for Rob. Because he was once the king of an entire nation. We'll actually see if we can forge that. Those movies, I think, speaking of forged, like, I think they really... Yes, the menu is great. Because on the first one, it's like the tiki style. And then the second one looks like the mine shaft. Or not mine shaft, but like the mining town. We'll have to sell some of our equipment, but... yeah, it's those movies, like, I think designed and built some of my sense of humor. Yeah, we're gonna keep the outfit we have currently showing. Just because I think it's better thematically right now. Like, our character's from Drasilia, but I don't know if he really feels like he's a Drasilian yet, you know? And there's another sad, touching scene in Austin Powers movies. Shad can attest to, I've probably seen more than anyone alive. Like, genuinely, not an exaggeration. I used to get drunk a lot in the apartment and watch those, like, nonstop. I love them to death. They're just so good. I also own those on DVD, and I bought them on Amazon, so I'd always have them. What we're looking for is these coins that we can sell. Yeah, the quotes. Yeah, Shad got really tired of me quoting them as well. They're just good. There's just two things in this world I can't stand. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch. Probably one of my favorite jokes of all time. That and the copyright Godzilla joke. It gets me every time. I think it's absolutely hilarious. You're very Dutch? Yeah. Yeah, now that you mention it, remembering what your last name is, yeah. How about no, you crazy Dutch bastard? Yes, very, very tight. Very fit. It's not something one dude says to another dude. Man, you're just gonna make me spend the rest of this quoting him. What's your favorite scene from Austin Powers, Scare? I need to know. Last name Dutch. Yeah. That would be funny. It's not, but that would be funny. We're gonna give these to the main hero because we deserve it. So we're going to do some more foraging. And then I think we're going to go visit the Tockles. That's something that I really enjoy that... I didn't do as much in the games. Let me introduce you to my friend Dutch here. Dutch. Middle initial V for very Dutch. Dutch, very Dutch. But you gotta say it in the same cadence as Bond. Yeah, Blue, I could not agree with you more. This game, honestly, it's like a... it's such like a... It's really making me sad, because like I've loved these games, and I love everything that he designs. So now that he's gone, like, playing this is very nostalgic. When he comes in, Fat Bastard comes in as the UPS and gets all sad and then shits himself. Yeah, that one's pretty good. I think the statue P joke from Goldmember is probably pretty good for me. That or Mini-Me's. Are you sure you don't have a little clone in you? Yeah, I'm sure, my Mini-Man. Would you like to? And then only Austin laughs. Although, every joke in those movies is gold. Any of the Ozzy jokes makes me laugh. Will Ferrell. Oh, Mustafa? Yeah. I don't understand why I'm being such a slave to the 3-question format. No, you're preaching to the converted. Well, if I'm preaching to the converted, then... Now you're not even listening, man. That's just rude. Yeah, Fire Ocean. I've seen arguably too much. I used to get absolute... In my apartment days when I first met Scare. When I first was introduced to Scare when he met Mason and Chad. I would... I was a bit of a drunk, and not like the fun kind. So I would just get absolutely hammered and watch a bunch of Austin Powers. Statue P that looked sewage? There's worse things that you can do drunk. Yeah, I mean... I don't know if there's a sadder picture than a guy sitting on the couch, hammered, incredibly sad, depressed in his underwear, watching Austin Powers on repeat. It's not the greatest picture as an outside person looking in, but I would work the new Dukes of Hazzard movie in with Johnny Knoxville. I say new as if it didn't come out in the mid-2000s. That movie, as well as... Oh man, there was one more that I used to make Shad watch a lot. That was like one of our movies that... Man, it's gonna kill me till I think of it, but... Now we have Rab dressed in his traditional garb for when he was king of Dunderzil. Barnyard's a really good one, dude. Oh... You're a meaner. Although once someone pointed out that the male cows also have udders, it really messed me up pretty bad. It's just uncomfortable. Yeah, because the scene in the end where they ride the motorcycles back, listening to Foghat's... is it Foghat? Foghorn? I think it's Foghat. Slow Ride is probably one of my favorite scenes in an animated movie of all time. That and then Wild Mike. Wild. Biggie Chi. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Bombastic. Bombastic. Yeah, that movie is perfect from start to finish. I mean, you've got Wanda Sykes as the grouchy mean cow. The guy who voices Sheen from Jimmy Neutron is the mouse. What more do you want in life? Movie introduced you to Cotton Eye Joe. Yeah, I went to a lot of white people weddings as a kid, so I was already familiar with Cotton Eye Joe, but I do like that in that movie. Sam Elliott cow. No, I won't back down. And as a goofy white guy, that's no dig at white people. I've been to a lot of white weddings. Every single one of them had Cotton Eye Joe at some point in time. I promise you. It's a canon event. It has to happen. Kevin James cow, that's right. It had David Cockner, who plays Champ Kynes from Anchorman as the villain Coyote. That movie is genuinely an absolute, yeah. Your brother's getting married in June. I bet there will be no Cotton Eye Joe, but a lot of T Swift. I mean, why not? Why not any Cotton Eye Joe, you know? The Fire Ocean, they'll sneak it in there somehow. Yeah, oh yeah. The Cupid, yeah, the other White Wedding classics, the YMCA, gotta have it. Gotta have it. I mean, it... Well, if I have to... Scare? I think you're underestimating the fact that somebody's gonna suggest it. If not the DJ, whoever's DJing the wedding, is gonna have that on lock. Like it... So we're gonna go to Tickington. Probably, yeah, of course. Come on now. Young Men's Christian Association. It is funny that that's what YMCA stands for. Especially when the music video is just a bunch of guys in very suggestive costumes. Well, actually, I don't know what I'm doing circling around. We're gonna go to this tickle. We're gonna go to Tickle the Tackle. We're gonna save, and I'm gonna show you guys 2D. We're gonna do a little Dragon Quest throwback, you know? I would like to go back and beat all of the Dragon Quest games at some point. 2D. This. Yeah. You can play the entire game in this version. So one thing I will say, I want to go back and beat all of the Dragon Quest games, except for 7. I will say that 7's very long. But I want one of you to, watching this on the toilet, Buttermilk. Well, hey, Buttermilk, what's up? Appreciate that. I mean, I listened to Scare Stream yesterday, like, cooking and making stuff, so, oh yeah. Dragon Quest 7, the original version takes, like, I think 100 hours, and the 3DS remake's like 75. And that's just the story. That's just the base game. That's not including doing all of the extra shit in there. Yeah, it's too long. The game is too long. 1,000 followers and you play 7? I don't know if I can make that deal. Number one, I never think I'll make 1,000 followers, although I appreciate all of you stopping in today and support. 2, I don't know if I want to make that deal. Cause like, I would have no way to stream 7. It's a 3DS and like other system, way older system exclusive. So I don't know if I'd have a way to stream it. So that would just be me doing that in my personal time. I don't know if I want to do it in an emulator though, you know? Like I'm a big like hard copy or having paid for it in some way guy. Although I have nothing morally against emulators. It's just what I like to do. But I don't know. You know what? If I get to 1,000, we'll I'm sure 1,000 people could bully me into doing it. I've been peer pressured by far fewer people into far dumber things, but I want there to be a ton of space between Dragon Quest games, which obviously if it was 1,000 there will be, but if I do all of the games, that's going to be the last one I do. Oh, of course, older games. Although, I think genuinely, based on the fact that Dragon Quest VII is such a pain in the ass, I don't know if it'd be that expensive. But that's just me. I could be wrong, but I wouldn't... So we're going to go to info. I'm trying to look for past words. Never underestimate the secondhand market. No, I don't. There's certain GameCube games, which I would like to start streaming once I get an Elgato, for a couple of them, that are just absolutely crazy. I mean, Smash Bros. Melee for GameCube's like in the hundred at least. There's a Tales game I think that's in the 100. There's a Fire Emblem GameCube game that's expensive. So I may change my mind on Dolphin, but on emulators in general. But I always like to own a physical copy, and I want eventually to have like a copy of it anyway, because I want to kind of have like a collection of games that I keep and then like pass down as like, you know, family like keepsakes and heirlooms and stuff. So I don't think that'd be too bad. But GameCube games, yeah, like wild. Like thankfully I have a copy of Pokemon XD and Coliseum and Double Dash, Mario Kart Double Dash. But I'd like to get like Mario Party and Smash Bros for GameCube at some point, and they're just so expensive. It's wild. So we're going to go to some of these past worlds. The flashing ones are the ones we haven't been to yet. This is 9. The observatory is a key location in the games. I could actually probably play some of them. I own most of them on my phone. All of them but like 7 and 9. 9 and 11. I didn't mean to do that in that order, but 10's an MMO. Any of them other than 7, 9, and 11 are on Apple Store, which I own all of them. So I would actually be able to stream some of them on my phone if I can do that with Twitch. So this is from DQ3. This game, which I haven't beat that one either. But they're just little rooms or isolated like quests that you can do to get some cool gear and just also nostalgia. This game really is just a love letter to the rest of the series, is what it is, which I love because it's been a favorite of mine since I was a kid. So it truly is touching to see that they put this much love into it, especially because it's gonna be the last one that like Toriyama got to finish, you know. We'll come back to this one because it's just I want to travel through to get all the quests from these that we don't have yet. I actually bullied Chad into Q*bert. I've never played Q*bert, but I've always heard good things. Were you a Crash Bandicoot and Spyro kid scare? Because those were big for me as well. Yes, you were. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot's probably... I don't like platformers, but Crash Bandicoot's one of my favorites. Yeah, I will explore all these maps, and then you know what? I think we're gonna spend... I'm gonna go to the casino for a bit here. Yeah, after Crash 4, he definitely isn't coming back, which sucks. Because I liked Crash 4, I have it, and I have all the Crash games. I got the remastered that they came out with. I would like to, honestly, something you will probably see me stream at one point, because I want to beat all those games. They have such character. Like that was such a fun time in games. I will eventually also do Spyro. I'll say it right now. There's not an amount of subs you could give subs, followers, whatever money I could get in the world to make me try to beat all of the flying levels in Spyro. I'm done. I can't do it. I am so bad at those. It's cool that your mom would steal your Game Boy and play Crash. My parents would take the Wii and play Luigi's Mansion on it. My stepdad and mom spent like a week doing nothing but eating cereal after they get out of work and 100%ing Luigi's Mansion. No. I want nothing to do with the Spyro flying levels. I think I'd rather have someone give me new wisdom teeth and then take them out again than do that. But my stepdad also took my Xbox for like a month, and I think he 100%ed Batman Arkham Asylum. What's cats? I think I would like to do for a weekend. You would come home from school because your dad worked nights. Oh, that's cool. It's neat to have like stuff like that. He'd be playing Battlefield 3 in Rage. Yeah. Some of those star levels on Mario Wii really made my stepdad and I lose it. I always liked, and you'll see me play it again, probably once I get a PS5 or a system that has it. But I'm gonna 100% SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. Doing anything in Sunshine, like Mario Sunshine. The Mario Wii games are great. Galaxy is, I haven't played Sunshine, but I played Galaxy a little bit. I always kind of liked that. I like that version of Mario. Oh, they liked Paper Mario, too. I think they 100% of that one as well. I actually, last Christmas, got my stepfather and his brother, and kind of like as a family book, the complete Mario Compendium and Guide. Just because they're big fans and they've been playing since they were kids. Wii Sports, just everything on Wii Sports was great. There will not be too many times in gaming quite like the Wii era. I was a big Skylanders kid. And I've passed that on to my sisters, and they were playing the other day with my stepdad, which is kind of cool. I like that stuff's making its way down. It was all I cared about for a couple years. Everybody in my family for Christmas, that's all I wanted. Screw anything else. The Disney version, I've heard good things about the Disney version. Which honestly, I would have probably been able to get them in and play it more with me if I'd had that. Yeah, $5 grand only gets us about 300 tokens, but we're gonna do some gambling, boys. Disney Infinite, I've heard good things. Oh, okay, she just crap talked me like that. There was a painting game with Mickey and Oswald the Rabbit that was a Wii game that my stepdad and I also played through. And I can't remember what it's called, but I really liked it. Epic Mickey, thank you. I loved that game. It was epic. Yeah, thank you both for that. I would have never remembered that in a million years. You got mugged twice. Yeah, I'm having a bad run right now. But I went from 200 coins to like $5 grand in 2 episodes. And I've done worse since I got above 5 grand than I have ever before that. Okay, so that's a win right there. 3 of a kind. We are really gambling now. Oh, yeah. So we're gonna... So for lower tiers, we double twice. Oh, here we go. If you double down enough, you unlock that chest. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna take the money on this. It also has horse racing. So we will I'll do a race of that if I've unlocked a new one before it's over. Where's the booze? Can't drink in the game, but I'm drinking in real life currently. Don't know if I've said it since you've been on, but I've got a triple gin and soft gin and cran grape that I've been nursing down. I'll just get rid of all of them. I didn't. Oh my! Oh, and almost do a flush right on the drunk driving a horse. Perhaps it's not the easiest in this game. So honestly, it might make for some good times. The first time you beat each race gives you a good unique reward as well. Here we go. All right, now we're done on this. I remember when Pokemon used to have casinos. Back in my day. Yeah, this game has had a casino in just about every game. For the most part, I don't think the first 3 had it. I think 4, maybe not 5, but I know it was like 8, 9. Actually, I don't know if all of them, but where you can't even gamble in the casino anymore. Yeah, it sucks. I hate it. It was a lot of fun. You know what? I'll just shoot for the flush. 10 Jack King. Ah, man. I've gotten like 1 flush. Which I know the odds aren't great on, but I really hate when I'm 1 away. There we go. 3 of a kind. I don't think we're far enough in the game to play at the 100 table yet. 18 followers now. Who has 18 followers now? Oh, well, thank all you. If it's me, then thank all you guys. That's, oh. Well, thank you. I mean, that's exciting as shit. You can't see it because I don't know if I'll ever have a face cam, but, yeah, that's really cool. All right. Well, damn. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Stream alerts would be neat. Yeah, I need to turn it on. I'm an incredibly technologically illiterate person. I'll need Scare and Shad to walk me through that. I'll do it after this, I promise. I am genuinely a caveman. When I bought a PC, a gaming PC, I think I called Shad about it more than his grandmother probably called him when she got a phone or got a computer. Like, it's bad. I am, yeah. I am genuinely the real-life version of SpongeBob. We have the technology, and then Patrick beating the dollar bill with the computer. Yeah, it's so much stuff to do, man. But a PC, it's worth it. Although I'll probably also get a PS5 because I want to carry over a lot of my memories and stuff from my PlayStation 4. Yeah, I mean, I need to do it in OBS and Twitch. Wait for a sale to get a PS5. Oh, yeah, of course. No, it won't be any money I spend now. I mean, I keep my PS4 around for a DVD player anymore, but, like, also it was a gift, and yeah. Cubert together, I would be down. I guess I actually don't even really know the presence of Cubert, or the presence, the, point or, like, gameplay of Cubert. Yeah, it's more so carrying over a lot of the stuff I bought on the PS4. And it's the console I want to play Final Fantasy 16 on, which is another game I'm going to stream. So we're going to take the 400. We're trying to get to 100,000. No, Scare. I'm done. Listen, buddy. I will never play UFC with you again. That's the orneriest I've gotten in a long time. I was also incredibly intoxicated when we streamed that, which probably filmed that, which probably made it a little better on your end. But I've never felt more helpless in a video game in my entire life. It felt like when you're a kid and you hit like double digits in age and you think, oh, I'm gonna wrestle like an uncle or like challenge my dad. And then they immediately whoop the shit out of you and start doing like wrestling moves on you. Flush, there we go. Yeah, I mean, you literally did just throw me in there and wail on me. For some reason, I've never had those sort of ideas. Oh, yeah. I think about every year after the age of 10, I tried either an uncle or my dad, and it didn't go well. Or my grandpa, who was a blacksmith / horseshoer for most of his life. So even though he's old and a little out of shape, the dude's still one of the strongest people I've ever met. Oh, no, I shouldn't have doubled. No. Oh, that was a mistake. Yeah, my grandpa's inhumanly strong for being a man that's... Well, you know what? Now that I mention it, tangent, chat. My family, each generation's only about 20 years apart. So when I was like a little kid, my grandparents were only in their 40s. So, like, he's getting older now in his 60s, but, like, when my memories are going on, my grandpa was only, like, in his late 40s. For a lot of my childhood, so I guess it still makes sense that he was still pretty strong. It's just something I forget, and I had to explain, because I'm like, oh, some of you are picturing like an 80-year-old man, and that's just not the case. We'll just take a full house. We're gonna double that, and then we're not. Yeah, we'll keep it at that. Still pretty young. Yeah. Well, also it's funny that I tried a lot of my uncles because like they were all like incredibly big athletes. Like I think my one uncle was not only like in one of the like special forces of the Air Force, but also I think he might have played like semi-pro football. And was like a professional strongman for a little while. Would like do the competitions and stuff. The other uncle's like incredibly jacked. And they were all really athletic. My dad's the one I never tried, but he's never been that guy. It's just funny to think as a kid in my head that I could have tried any of them. I can take them. Yeah, it's just when you're at that age where you're all just piss and vinegar and you think you can take the world and you realize what man strength truly is when a guy basically grabs your head with one hand and just holds you out and you're just swinging, flailing like you're useless. It really does show you that like there is man strength, that there is child strength. Keep the full house. we go. 3s. Although, I will say, I don't think I could take my dad now. Because he's been, like, biking a lot. And he lost a bunch of weight. And he's incredibly strong. Like, you wouldn't notice it from his build. But, like, when he, like, moves you... Like, when he, like, bumps me. Or, like, he and I do a thing where if we pass each other in the hallway, he'll, like, fake nut tap at me. Just to let me know that he could, but he doesn't. And, like, he's incredibly strong. Need to work out more? Yeah. The biggest wake-up call in my life has been the Fire Ocean, that I've been working out pretty consistently for like the last year, and I still don't think I could take most of them. Like, anytime I'm in Hillsdale with my grandpa and we go out for drinks, we'll drive past a bar and he'll talk about like the dozens of fights he got into there. Your grandfather made garage? That's pretty. There's something about that generation of guys that they hold on to their strength well into their... Yeah, it's... Well into their 80s. After football... Or before football practice one day, a classmate of mine I'd been in school with forever, his grandpa was basically like the guy that always brought us drinks at practice and was cool. Like, we liked Ron a lot. He did a lot for the team. And Mickey was mouthing off to him one day and thought he was hot shit. And I watched Ron take him to the ground and tap him in like 10 seconds. And this was a man who was in like his late 60s, if not early 70s. And he just immediately threw down. It was wild. But he was like an old, I believe he was a Nam guy. So he didn't mess around. Yeah, it was just, like, all of us were laughing, and then we slowly realized as, like, high school kids who thought that they were in the prime of their life, that an old man could probably beat most of them. Unrelated story? What's your unrelated story, Scare? Also, we just broke into the 5 digits, folks. Unless you were saying my unrelated story, because it's... I guess that's not unrelated. It was an old man that beat a young guy in a wrestling match. So, like, it's pretty on topic with what we were talking about. I imagine Scare's just typing a story at the moment. Gonna do push-ups and lift every day. Yeah, if you're looking to get into that, there's some push-up boards on Amazon that are pretty sweet as far as, like, just different grips that help isolate, the different muscle groups. But also, like, because of how the bars are set up, you're able to do it straight-wristed with your fist and wrist in line, so it doesn't feel as bad, because I've got, like, bad wrists, so it's sometimes doing push-ups at certain angles or certain times can just doesn't feel great on them. So I'd recommend getting into one of those as well. I'm currently in the process of building a home gym in my garage. Your grandfather. So, for anybody listening to the VOD, this is from Scare. Senior year, I lived with my grandparents. One night, I heard some raccoons fighting outside. I looked out my window to see my grandfather. I looked outside my window to see my grandfather naked with boots. He hip-fired a shotgun into the darkness, ending the noise. That's one of the more wild things I've ever heard in my life. No, I don't. Naked with a shotgun sounds completely reasonable. Because while Scare, you're from out west, and I'm from the Midwest, it's not that different. I could picture a couple of my relatives doing that, no problem. tough luck. It was a farm. Yeah, it's something about old people in farms just makes them do wild shit. My grandpa had, so he raised pigs, and I spent a good portion of my young life when I was over there, like helping with the pigs, feeding. And he has this trick he likes to play on people that come around that are new, that he says, hey, I need you to help me hold the pigs while I give them my shots. And what he does is he has you hold your hands out. He says, hey, hold your hands, cup them, and he weans the pigs right into your hands. So you basically get pig nut cut right into your hand. He did it to my mom one time. You just saw his ass jiggle while he shot into the darkness, and now you're scared. Yeah, that's wild. It's also funny to me that, like, having younger grandparents is such a different experience. Because, like, when I was a little kid, they used to still have their friends over and, like, drink out in their pole barn until, like, the wee hours of the morning. So while a lot of my childhood was like, oh, if it was a slow day and Grandpa was done with work, we'd sit in his barn and watch TV, and he'd nurse, like, a crown and Verner's. Hell, a couple of years ago for my birthday, I went to a local restaurant that a buddy of Shad and I's, his family owns. And I'm sitting there, and my grandpa and I are drinking pretty good together. And then he goes to leave. And he's had, like, I want to say he had a good 6 scotch and a splash of ginger ales. And he looks at me, and I was getting a ride home with my buddy who runs the place. I was going to close it down with him, and then we were going to go hang out. And he looks me in the eyes, and he looks me glazed over in the eyes, and he goes, do you have a ride home? And I kind of had to look back at him. I'm like, do you have a fucking ride home, dude? I just watched you have 6 of those in a couple hours. Like, that's not cool, man. And he just drove himself home. Oh. He drove home. Yeah, no, he definitely drove home. Yeah. Which, as he said, I've been drunk driving for twice as long as you've been alive. So I guess it's fair. It doesn't justify it, but he also had only dirt roads home, so. And I wasn't going to tell him, like, ooh, I'm telling Grandma. I'm not a, you know, it is what it is. I wasn't going to be able to stop him, but it was just funny that he's worried about me getting a ride home. Like, man, you can't even look me in the eyes right now, dude. They also smoke pot, and they live in a state where it's legal. And I guess they have since I was a kid, but it's just funny to, like, it's funny to visually see your grandparents smoke weed. It changes your perspective on them a little bit. His true nature comes out. Yes. There's always one grandparent in the couple scare that when they're religious like that, definitely that definitely they cut loose a little bit. Fire Ocean, my dad's a truck driver, mechanic, and welder. Yeah, that's I mean, you could have just said that and I'd have figured out what followed. He's driven millions of miles. He did that shit all the time. Yeah, no, I'm from an area where they've cracked down on a little bit. It's still country enough that, like, I graduated with 24 kids in my class, so, like, people kind of do that still a lot. But, like, back in the day, like, as long as you didn't swerve, they talk about how they'd get pulled over and they were drunk, and the cop would know they were drunk, but he only pulled them over for, like, something unrelated, and he would just let them go home. Like, he wouldn't give them a ticket, they wouldn't get a DUI. It's wild. That, like, not drunk driving was just more of a suggestion than it was a true tried and true law for a lot of people in certain areas. It's wild how different we've come. Now he's truck driving again, so he stopped. Yeah, that makes sense. My great grandpa growing up, I'm pretty sure didn't know a lot of our grandkids' names, but you'd always see him get out of the truck with a beer in his hand. And as a kid, like I was forgetting he was getting out of the passenger side, so I always assumed he was just drunk driving. Well, he was a trucker, and he would just make his wife drive. He would still have a beer in the car, but he would make her drive. His logic was, I don't give a shit if she gets pulled over for drunk driving, but I'm not going to lose my license and not be able to drive truck. Alright, well hold on now, like, you know, it's still it's illegal in certain states, Scare. There's a couple where you're allowed to have road sodas so long as you're not the driver, and it's completely legal. Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 states that it's legal to have an open container so long as the driver is sober. But where I'm from, that's still a thing. I mean, I'll be honest with you, you know? I'll say it. There's a couple times every now and then where I've been back home, and if somebody else is driving, because I can't do that in my vehicle, that may or may not have a road soda. It just is what it is, you know? With that one, I will defend all day long. If your driver's sober and good to drive, then yeah, that should be fine. Fire Ocean is a cop, you screwed yourself. You're going to jail? Yeah, alright, well. You know what the fun thing about that statement was, Scare? Never once mentioned what state I was doing it in. Jail? Yeah. And I also said road sodas or road pops, which isn't necessarily anything. Oh, Alaska? Yeah, it's yeah, no. I'll look that up real quick cuz it's funny to see what All right, so here we go. I'd be down to go to Alaska. That would be super fun. Several states allow passengers to consume alcohol in a vehicle, including Alaska. It's also, I guess, technically legal on private property if you're just driving around like trails and stuff on your own. Because, like, yeah, I guess it's technically legal on private property, but allow passengers to consume alcohol in a vehicle, including Alaska, Arkansas, Connecticut, Delaware, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia. So the one I was thinking of was Tennessee, but I guess since you made the joke that Fire Ocean's a cop there, it's funny that in college, you know, as often college kids do, they collect bottles of the alcohol they've drank. And being underage at the time in regard to that specific law, I believe so anyway. I had a cop come over that I'd met on Tinder, and we were going to hang out and watch a movie. And I knew it went wrong when I forgot to hide him because I was an idiot. When she immediately clocked the empty open alcohol containers I had in my room that I'd collected, and then I think slowly realized, hey, she's over 21 and a cop, and there's this college kid with empty booze bottles in his room. This isn't gonna work out. So then we both had to pretend like we hadn't noticed it and watch an entire movie awkwardly, and then I walked her to her car and correctly assumed that I would never hear from her again. Yeah, I'm glad that made it in the VOD. I completely got distracted. I'm glad I had you guys in the chat today. It was fun to talk. Makes this game a lot more fun than... Yeah, wanted Netflix and chill ended with a ticket. Yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna happen. Like, also it was a twin bed, mind you, which I did all right for myself in college, but like, man, that twin bed really hurt me just as much as it helped me, you know? Well, yeah, as Scare said to end this video, wanted Netflix and chill, ended with a ticket. Alright, well, I appreciate everybody stopping in today. It really meant the world. It's been truly wonderful to have people in the chat and just have a group of fine individuals such as yourself stop in to talk. I do have a Discord, yeah. It is... Crap, I don't remember what it is. I don't have a Discord server, but I do have a Discord, and I am in a couple with Scare. But thank you guys for stopping in. Wait, hold up. What? Oh, I've changed it so, are you able to pull up Discord? Yeah, you know what? We'll keep this in. Screw it, why not? Yeah, I can pull up Discord. I just changed it, I believe, in the settings to highlight, when people subscribe, or a subscriber. We'll do returning chatter minimized just because I think that looks better. Post that link. I think I would need to change it because I wouldn't be able to post a link in my own chat as well if that's the rules, I imagine. Shoot. I can? Oh, all right. Well, then I will. Okay, let me open Discord. Man, if any of you thought I was hip or cool, this is really going to throw that out the window. Oh, there we go. Oh, hey, a link worked. Sweet. Discord would be dope. Well, I guess I'll have to do it at some point. Scare will definitely have to help me with that. I mean, I promise you, most of you haven't had to help an elderly relative with technology as much as I've needed to be helped. Non-expiring Discord server link to your Twitch links later. Yeah, that's... I mean, you could have just spoken an entire another language to me, my friend. But I appreciate all of you immensely for stopping in. It means the world. Can help me if I want. Yes, but I think I'll need to do this off VOD because this is all being recorded. Yes, Scare is friends with me on Discord, so I'll be able to do all of that. Off stream, of course. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Then yes, yeah, we'll have to link up for that and go through there. Yeah, I mean, I've got a late 40s boss who's more technologically savvy than I am. Like, if that means anything to you, but. Once again, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you guys all stopping in. It was wonderful to have you. It was nice to engage. You're all welcome back anytime. I appreciate it very much. And Scare, biggest thank you of all to you. Appreciate it, buddy.